Media. There is one quality which one must possess to win, and that is definiteness of purpose, the knowledge of what one wants, and a burning desire to possess it.
Hi, my name is Ronnie Cruz. After almost 2 decades as a career network marketer, I realized that despite continual work on my personal and professional development, that I had hit a massive brick wall. So I took a deep and honest look at myself, top to bottom, hoping to find answers, and my search led me to one conclusion. The definitions I held of my business, of my world, of my life were the very things holding me back. If I wanted to change, if I wanted to grow beyond my current circumstances, I had to wipe the slate clean and redefine. This show is dedicated to helping you identify the belief systems, the mindsets, the very definitions that have held you back, and then help you break through those limitations to finally create the life you've been working so hard to achieve. Welcome to the Redefine Podcast.
All right, happy Tuesday and happy podcast day to you. Welcome to the show. If you are brand new, and of course, if you're an existing listener, welcome back. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. Quick reminder, if you are watching this on the YouTube version, please go ahead and make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And of course, if you're listening to the podcast version, make sure you hit that plus sign and follow the show because we have a brand new episode every Tuesday and Thursday. And of course, if you're listening to the podcast version, I would appreciate a rating and a review. So for today's episode, I came up with this topic. This topic popped up in my head while I was riding my riding mower down to the vineyard, as I do. There's always lots of work to be done here on the mountain. But I was riding the mower and I thought of this topic, this principle. You're not just along for the ride. Now, I know the last handful of weeks I've been really leaning into talking about the divine feminine and going with the flow and accepting and allowing what is happening to happen, because there's very little outside of ourselves that we can actually control in terms of what's happening around us. Now, I don't want you to mistake this to think that we have no control, or that we have no that we're not active participants in the creative process, because we very much are. It is a co-creative process when it comes to manifesting and attracting and creating new outcomes in your life. We're not just the wind, or not the wind, the leaf blowing in the wind, right? We're not at the mercy necessarily of the things that are happening around us. Yes, accept and allow the things that are happening around us, but we do have a little bit of a say in the matter, and that's why it's a co-creative process. So I wanted to share with you just kind of a simple step-by-step framework to help kind of bring clarity to this principle, so that again you just so that you become aware that you are part of that creative process, that you can influence the trajectory of the path and the journey that you're on, right? So the first thing, obviously, is set an intention or a goal. I've talked a lot about that in the past on this show. Set that big, hairy, audacious dream, and even on a day-to-day basis, set an intention for yourself on the things that you want to get done. And then the next step after that is, of course, focus on that intention or goal. You want to keep that intention or goal at the top of mind, especially those bigger goals, those loftier goals, those hairy, audacious goals. You want those. You want to remind yourself of those every day, so that it stays top of mind, and so that the universe knows how much you really want it. The next thing is that the universe will then start to understand, the universe, God, whatever you call it, whatever belief system you have around that. The universe or God will start to tune in to what you're after because of how much you desire it. I want to reference a quote from Think and Grow Rich that really nails this home. Let me scroll here on my browser. Okay, so Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich calls it a burning desire, right? There's one quality which one must possess to win, and that is definiteness of purpose, the knowledge of what one wants, and a burning desire to possess it. So that's the level when you set your intentions, when you set your goals. That's the level of connection and emotional intensity that you want to have around these goals and these intentions. Because again, the universe, God, will tune into how much you really want it, especially if you're reminding yourself of it every day, every morning. It'll start to tune into it. And then the next step is what'll happen is the universe or God will start putting things in front of you. We'll start putting signs in front of you that will lead you towards that goal or towards that intention. It's the metaphorical crossroad, right? Metaphorical, tongue twister. It's the metaphorical crossroads. Every moment in life, every waking moment, we are at a crossroads, and we make decisions at each crossroad. And when the universe knows what your desire is and knows what your goals are, and how much you want them, then it'll start putting signs at these crossroads so that you can make the right decision. So the main thing is, once this starts to happen, you have to really, really be open to the signs that the universe is showing you, to the signs that God is showing you. A lot of times, I think if we're not tuned in to what we really want out of life, if we're not specific and we don't have that burning desire behind our goals, then that's how everything can seem very, very random, because you're not actively, number one, participating in that co-creative process, and number two, you're ignoring the signs that the universe or God is putting directly in front of you. So make sure you're really, really kind of starting to tune in to the signs that's being put in front of you. And again, the stronger your desire to achieve that goal or that dream, the more obvious those signs will become. And so it's just a matter of choosing the right fork in the crossroad. Now, what you want to do when you start doing this is you have to trust, right? You have to trust. One of the scariest things is making a turn at the crossroads and choosing a path that you've never walked before. And I can understand that can be pretty frightening, facing the unknown and walking towards things you've never seen or done before. And what we'll do is we'll talk more about that in the next episode. We'll talk about the fear and how to really process that, and what to do if you don't face it, or what will happen if you don't face it. And just for this episode, though, I just want you to trust that the signs are there for a reason, and that you really should lean into that fear and lean into, the what if and all these questions that you might have about taking a path that you've never walked before. So just lean into it and understand that the universe or God will never put anything in front of you that you can't handle, right? Or they won't put anything in front of you that you're not supposed to be in front of, right? If there are some challenges that you face on this new path, you're meant to face those things in order to get to where you want to go. So that's the simple framework, right? Set an intention, focus on that intention or on that goal every day. Make sure you have a burning desire. The universe will listen, and then the universe will put signs in front of you so that you can make decisions that will lead you closer and closer to that goal in the long run. All right. Hopefully that makes sense. Remember, you are not just along for the ride. You are an active participant in this co-creative process. So go out there, set some new goals, set some new intentions, and create the life of your dreams. Okay, that's a message for today. More from me on Thursday, I guess. So we got a fresh new one coming for you. So until then, be well, be safe. We'll see you in the next episode.